Hail and Meshes Adventures, welcome to the world of Baldurs Gate 3. It's me, the Spud The King, and today I present you my Evocation Wizard build. So, we'll attack every target. Let's see. So just like that, as you can see, we set up this imp with our firebolt and increasing surface. First of all, of course, we need to pick our race. Yeah, first of all, we need to pick our class, which is a wizard, and we can't pick our subclass just right now, so we're starting as a wizard. And for race, we will pick elf for today. Basic high elf. We will unlock additional high elf cantrip, which is firebolt, and it's nice damaging spell, nice damaging cantrip. So why not to use it? Additionally, as elf, we get ability to use longsword, short bow, long bow, and just in case in emergency, it's like nice and more reliable weapons than our stuff. So we get additional dark vision to see up to 12 meters in the dark, and Fey ancestry. We have advantage on saving throws against being charmed, and we can't be put into sleep. So pretty nice, generic and good race for our wizard. First of all, we can pick 3 cantrips. And just because we got awesome cantrip for our range damaging cantrip, we can use Shocking Grasp to have our melee cantrip. So just in case of emergency, we want to rely on any weapon, we just can rely on our Shocking Grasp. And then some utility cantrips. I like to use Minor Illusion, and just because we have this dark vision, we can use, instead of dancing lights, our mage hand. So this is our cantrips of choice. Then we go to our spell list, and from all the spells we can learn 6 spells right now. So good choices will be Ice Knife for single target nice damage, Magic Missile for just reliable single or multi-target damage but a little bit lower than Ice Knife, Thunder Wave or Burning Hands, depending on what you like more, for our melee spell, and some utility and defensive spells. So we want Mage Armor, maybe Shield, so we won't be so squishy, and we can use Grease or Tasha Hide Slaughter, depending on what you want. Additional good choices is Sleep, but I like to use Grease just for fun. So our background, nice background, is Acolyte, Sage, maybe Noble, but it doesn't matter too much. And what it does matter is our abilities. So, skill proficiency, pick whatever you like. Maybe you want more investigation, maybe you want more history, so you want to learn more about world of Baldur's Gate 3 while you're exploring this beautiful world. But for now, let's allocate our skill points. So for our allocation of skill points, we will use nothing into Strange, 14 into Dex, 14 into Con, 15 into Intelligence, which is our primary ability for our spellcasting that will influence our chances to hit and our damage output with our spells. Wisdom, because it's like main attribute for saving throws, most common attribute, and Charisma, because we got some points left. So bonus points we will allocate +1 into Intelligence and +2 into Constitution. Just like that, we got pretty balanced, nice wizard that is ready to go into the fight, but not actually ready, because we need to prepare for spells. While we know 6 spells, wizard uses prepare spell mechanic, so we need to actually think what we want to use before fight. And your lineup of spells should look something like this. Maybe you are in some area with like fire elementals, then use Ice Knife because they will get disadvantage against this type of damage. You can use Magic Missile because everyone don't have resistance to force damage most of the time. And you can use Thunder Wave or Grease depending on in what condition you are, in what area you are. Let's use Grease for now. And you can use Shield. So let's proceed to our game. So how Wizard works. Wizard got awesome attribute Arcane Recovery Charge, so you can recharge your spell slots with this tool. For example, you can go into character sheet, you can go into spellbook, and you can go here by pressing I or just using this inventory button, and you have prepared spell here, so you can just destruct all spells, remove them, and pick your spell lineup here. Don't forget we're using Magic Missile, Ice Knife, and maybe you like to use Mage Armor or Shield, and you need to use them prior to fight and don't remove them from here, and you won't be able to use any other spells. So you kinda know the spells, but you can't read them from the book. Just imagine that wizard always holding the book. That's kind of bookmarks. So you got bookmarks on pages with magic missile, and just in the fight you open your book and cast magic missiles. But we start our day basically from casting our mage armor. So right now we got armor class of 12. It's a really low armor class, but after casting mage armor we will get 15 armor class. Very nice, very good armor class, pretty reliable. But now we lost our spell slot, and that's how we work. So after we casting spells, we're losing our spell slots and we won't be able to cast them in a battle. But as wizard, you can cast mage armor, then you can go to arcane recovery, use arcane recovery, and recover your spell slot. So right now, in next fight, we will be able to cast 2 spells of our choice, and we can regain them only on long rest. So you need camp supplies and go for long rest on the camp. But you can use cantrips how much times you want. So we got range cantrip and melee cantrip, just like that. And before we go into early game fight, let's level up a little bit. So level 2 wizard, that's where we're picking our subclass finally. Yep, just at level 2. So subclass, today we're making builds for Evocation wizard. And yeah, I got builds for every class, subclass, every class in the pinned comment. Just make sure to check it out. When they're ready, there will be pinned comment with every build. But for now, you can just subscribe, press the like button, you know what to do. So let's go to our spells. Spells, right now we can have 2 additional spells, but most importantly we can prepare 1 more spell. So for now it doesn't matter too much, we got already all spells that we need, but maybe you want to have some fun with Burning Hands instead of Thunder Wave. Maybe you want to learn Sleep to have some fun, or maybe you want to learn Tasha's Hider Slaughter to put your enemies into awesome, unstoppable laughter state. But for now, let's just go to our level 3, that's where our build's starting to go online. So, as Evocation Wizard, we're making Evocation spells, but our allies automatically succeed on their 7th throws when they're standing in the evocation zones. And you can have kinda 2 strategies right here. First strategy is that you can go and pick any spells that is not evocation spells, and then go and try to find this evocation spell slot scrolls. Or you can go and pick your best evocation spells and just forget about everything. To check out what is the spell, you just hover over it and just read level 2 abjuration spell, so it's not evocation spell. But for example, Scorching Ray is evocation spell, Shatter is evocation spell, and we definitely want to pick Shatter right now. And another strong spell will be Scorching Ray or Hold Person, whatever you like. I actually like using Hold Person. So we got 1 more spell to prepare, and now we can prepare some level 2 spells. Of course, we will prepare Shatter. So what is Hold Person? It's basically holding humanoid enemies still, and you need to concentrate on that. I won't spoil you this game. I will show you early game fights with this high level wizard, so you don't have any spoilers. That's why I can't show you Hold Person, but I recommend to using Hold Person right now. But first of all, let's go to the fight. So what do we have here? First fight, and how you will play actually this early game wizard. So, as Evocation Wizard, you get a lot of evocation spells, and most of them will require you saving throws. So, for example, Shatter is AoE spell, and basically in this radius, everyone needs to succeed on saving throw, because it damages all nearby creatures and objects, so it won't be able to save your teammates. But as Evocation Wizard, you can safely cast it on your teammates, and they will succeed saving throw. But it doesn't mean they won't take any damage, because on successful saving throw, they will have half damage. So just read description of the spells. And just like that, you can find a group of enemies and start your fight as a wizard with a Shatter, for example. And we can end our turn. Additional cool part why we picking High Elf as our evocation wizard, because High Elf unlocks this Firebolt cantrip, and we're using Shock and Grasp cantrip, and both of them is evocation school cantrips. So evocation is kinda spellcaster attacking school, but of course you can use Ice Knife, for example, to hit your enemies with this spell. It's really nice and useful spell too. Just pick a point and throw this Ice Knife like Sub-Zero. And if you're using shield spell, then you can use your reaction to just mitigate attack on your Good spell is Magic Missile, of course. You want to use it in fight too, so you can upcast it for more missiles. If you upcast it, you will have 4 missiles. If you cast it as level 1 spell slot, you will cast only 3 missiles, but it's totally okay, and most targets will enjoy these 3 missiles going just into them with 100% chance, so you don't need attack rolls. Magic missiles always hit their targets. And this imp just rolled 15. And he needs 15 to hit us, but we can use our reaction shield to increase our armor class by 5, so he missed. So we can disengage a little bit, put this dude into grease, and when someone in the grease, we can use firebolt to light up this surface. So let's go and light up this imp with our firebolt and grease the surface. That's why I like to use grease, so you can put grease on enemies. And if there's fire and you can use firebolt as fire source, it will ignite, just like that. So that's how you play a level 1 wizard, level 3 wizard. That's how you use your spells and have fun in this game. But now let's go to level 12. But first of all, of course, level 4. So at level 4 you get additional cantrips, you can pick whatever you like, but for cantrips I recommend to stick with evocation stuff. So light is nice cantrip, or you can have different damage source. So you got your fire source, you got your ice source as Ray of Frost, and you got your shocking source from Shocking Gasp. So you can have 3 different sources of damage, elements of damage. Now we get access to a lot more spells, so whatever you like, but again you can stick with evocation spells. And why I tell you like it's nice idea to not stick with evocation spells, because you will have the spells in the spell scrolls and you will learn them with a discount. That's why you can just ignore evocation spells. But again, we're playing evocation wizard, that's why we want actually evocation spells. So another good spell is Scorching Ray, of course, and very good spell is Misty Step. It's bonus action and you can kinda teleport wherever you like on the battlefield, and as wizard, as very like squishy class, you most of the time want to actually have ability to teleport somewhere on the map. So that's why we're using our Misty Step right now, and we get additional feat. For our feat we use with our build today Spell Sniper. The Spell Sniper feat will reduce the number we need to roll on a critical hit while attacking with a spell, and it's reduced by 1. This effect can stack and we can use additional cantrip. So for this cantrip we can use Eldritch Blast, it's a evocation cantrip, so just we have all types of damage. We're not Warlock, so we can't use Eldritch Evocation, of course. Or Thorn Whip is nice cantrip too, to just lure enemies into some traps, but I will stick with Eldritch Blast. So we got all types of elements in our disposal. Let's go to level 5, and now we get access to spells level 3. So for level 3 spells, we want to consider Fireball as our evocation spell, and another good one can be Counter spell. It's abjuration spell, but it's very nice when you're fighting different creatures and another like guys who can use their magic. So let's prepare our spells, and on level 5 we can completely destroy our lineup of spells, and of course we can still use Mage Armor, we can use Misty Step to just teleport on the map, we can use Counter spell, and we can use Hold Person. And now just decide what damaging spells you actually want to use. So maybe it will be Fireball, maybe it will be Scorching Ray, and some melee spells like Burning Hands and Magic Missile for reliable damage. So something like this will be working on level 5. Make sure to change your spells depending on the situation you are in, so maybe you've seen some enemies that have low resistance or even vulnerable to fire damage. That's when you want to pick a lot of fire spells, so be flexible. But on level 6 you unlock subclass Future, Potent Cantrips, so your cantrips becoming harder to evade entirely. When a creature succeeds saving throw against one of your cantrips, it still takes half the cantrip's damage, but suffer no additional damage effects, and you get additional spells. For spells, again, pick something that will give you variety in elements. Some lighting, like Lightning Bolt, and Glyph of Warding, for example. Very nice spells that give you a variety of elements when you cast it. And when preparing spell, just think what you want to have. And I remind you, wizards don't have a lot of spell slots, that's why you want to stick with like 1 or 2 high level spells, for example level 3 spells. So you just need to decide before the fight, do you want Fireball or Lightning Bolt, and then pick lower level spells. It's just more reliable stuff to do. Shield is always worth it, for example. So let's go to level 7. And on level 7, we'll unlock our level 4 spells. For level 4, I would stick again with different elements, Wall of Fire and Ice Storm. Always consider to use Dimension Door to travel through the fight with your ally. You can save your ally, you can save yourself, reposition yourself into better place, and repositioning 2 characters instead of 1, like with the Misty Step, is very nice. So you will use your action to reposition you and your ally can attack in this turn. On level 8, our wizard gaining new feat, and this feat will be ability improvement, and we dump in +2 into intelligence to have a lot more strength in our abilities. You know, we will inflict a lot more damage with our abilities, so we pick more spells, and right now we need to think actually what you need of spells. So Dimension Door is nice pick, Fire Shield is very nice, Evocation spell 2. It can make like Fire Shield, but also a Cold Shield, depending on what element you want. And I guess you already see where we're going. We're making our Evocation Wizard with focus on 2 elements at once. So we got a lot of spells from Fire element and a lot of spells from Ice element. And on level 5 spells, on level 9, we got level 5 spells. I recommend to pick Cloud Kill for our poison spell and Cone of Cold for another ice spell to have nice damage. So let's go to level 10, and here we're gaining 1 more cantrip, and just because we have this potent cantrip, I recommend to pick in Poison Spray. Very nice damage from this cantrip, so it's like pretty reliable source of damage. You will gain 2 more spells, but actually we got all spells we need right now, so pick whatever spell you want and you think that is fun. For example, maybe you want Wall of Stone, you want to have some fun with this Wall of Stone, maybe you want to play with Elemental. Still, we are Evocation Wizard, but we can use all spells, so this Conjurer Elemental spell is available to us and we can use our Elemental friend. So we're going on level 11, and now we got unlocked level 6 spells. For level 6 spells, there's 2 very nice ones. Chain Lightning, of course, its main evocation spell for our damage. Chain Lightning is just incredible, and Globe of Invulnerability is nice pick if you need some like protection. Another good evocation picks will be Wall of Ice, just crazy damage from 20 to 120 damage, and Freezing Sphere for 10 to 60 damage. So let's pick Chain Lightning and Wall of Ice for now, because we are just crazy attacking wizard. And on level 12, which is like last level of this game, we can learn more spells, and we will learn this Freezing Sphere, whatever you like actually. So we can use Sunbeam, for example. We got 16 prepared spell at this level, so you can totally forget all spells that you was using just before and use all new spells that you like. But again, you won't have available too much like spell slots, and we will create the spells just in a moment. But for now we need to pick our feat, and there's a lot of good feats actually that we can use right now. So we can use Warcaster to keep our concentration going on, because right now we have some concentration spells at least, from level 5 mostly and level 6. Another good stuff is Elemental Adept, so your spells ignore resistances to a damage type of your choice. And basically, if you like to use fire damage, so cold damage, then go for Elemental Adept. But if you like to use a variety of magic and you don't want to stick with like this cold damage a lot, go for Ability Improvement and dump +2 into Intelligence. It will just give you stable bonus to damage. But for my build, we're going for Elemental Adept and with Cold Magic or a Lightning Magic, because it's like most powerful higher level spells that you can have. So let's go and show you this late game monster in action. But first of all, of course, you came here to see this level 6 spells. What is like basic spellbook rule will be: we got 1 level 6 spell slot, and we can recover only spell slots from level 5. So just for like basic math, we can have 3 spell slots of level 5 per day. This means you can't have more than 3 spells of level 5, and it's like doesn't make any sense if you have more than 3 spells. So I recommend you to stick with like 1, 2 or 3 spells from level 1, maybe 3 to 4 spells of level 2, 3 to 4 spells of level 3, and this will leave you around 6 spells from higher levels. So you can use like 3 spells from level 4, like 2 from level 5, and around like 2 from level 6. But right now, let me just show you spells that you can use in this game. Wall of Ice. You just pick one place and another place, and as you can see, this very large radius will create great wall of ice that will inflict large amounts of damage. And can just make this and make everyone prone. Very useful, very strong spell of later levels. But of course it's level 6 spell, don't forget it. So another cool spells is Chain Lighting, of course, and it will create lighting that will go around all targets in its range. Very strong too. One more level 6 stuff is this Otelux Freezing Sphere, and you can do it with 2 different options. You can create the sphere right away, and the most fun part, you can create portable freezing sphere, and you can give the sphere to your ally, and your ally can just use it and throw it and use as a little snowball that will create this sphere stuff. So very funny stuff. So you can create like a nice freezing bomb in advance of fight, give it to your barbarian, give it to your fighter, and he will use it instead of you. So conjure elementals, there's a lot of elementals, just pick whatever elemental you like and he will assist you in a fight. He have a lot of abilities, most of them have really nice stuff, most of them can fly, so you can use fly action, just fly wherever you like and attack with nice damage and pretty nice stats. 123 HP, nice like character card, so really strong dude. Of course we got Sunbeam. This is like AoE spell that creates Sunbeam and attacks everyone on its path, blinding them, blinding your enemies and making 6 to 48 radiant damage. It's like our least used damage type in our wizard build, but it's nice to have it. So for level 5 spells we got this elemental, we got Cloud Kill. It will create this cloud of toxic gas, and everyone who going in this toxic gas will have pretty nice damage inflicted to them, but this elemental is immune to this damage, so we won't kill this dude because she will die instantly. She is low level. So Cone of Cold is nice cone spell. It attacks in triangle and area of effect is really large, as you can see. It will create this icy attack, will freeze your enemies, very nice, very strong, from 8 to 64 damage. And of course Wall of Stone, so if you want to affect your battlefield and make it harder for enemies to just go through some paths, maybe you want to block some enemies, then you use this wall. This wall doesn't do any damage, so it's like 0 damage spell, but you can make some nice battlefields that will help you and your teammates and will make harder for enemies to hit you. So for levels 4 spells we're using Ice Storm. This is just creating this icy surface and inflicting storm damage, and as you can see this wall just destroyed by storm, so you can actually attack this wall easily. It's have HP, 30 HP per pilar, so you just use it, Eldritch Blast, and destroy this wall. Of course you got a wall of fire, so if you want to create some fire surface, if you want to attack enemies with firewall, it's nice too. And for someone like Wall of Stone is useful, but for someone, you know, you can create Wall of Stone and then just fireball enemies in the trap, wherever you like actually. Or you can run away from your enemies, you can create, for example, Wall of Stone, and then just use this dimensional teleport. You choose your target to teleport and you choose your destination to teleport and change your destination and attack from different area. Just like that. So that's useful spells, that's how you can play as wizard, and let me show you him in a fight, of course. So late game wizard in a fight, have his elemental to help him in this fight actually, and have variety of spells to use. So for example, you just need to go and check out battlefield and decide what is best spells to use right now. Most of the time you will use this chain lighting, and chain lighting basically picking target, and in this area around this target you'll attack every target. That's it. So just like that, as you can see, with single spell you can destroy whole battlefield. But when you used your level 6 spells, you won't have any spell slots from level 6, and you can decide what you need to do next. Maybe you want to reposition, for example, use Dimension Door on your nearby target and reposition yourself somewhere where you see, just like that, so you have better angle in the fight. Additionally, don't forget your cantrip is just crazy and doing pretty nice damage from 6 to 30 damage with just Firebolt, or you can use large variety of other spells. Maybe you just need some fireballs to cast on these poor souls. Maybe you want to use Glyph of Warding, and it uses a lot of different effects. It can put your targets into sleep, it can make like poison damage on any other damage that you want. It's used and basically most of the time it's used like trap, so you put this glyph and when enemy steps on it, it activates, so it's like really nice trap. But as you can see, it's abjuration spell, so our allies don't have this ability to negotiate damage from this spell. But as you can saw already, Fireball doesn't do any damage to our allies just because we are Evocation Wizard and Fireball is Evocation spell. That's like best part of the wizard. That's you can use this evocation spells and not really destroy your team, because other wizards, when they use Fireball, your team, your party crying. I hope you enjoyed this wizard evocation build from me. Go watch other videos about Baldurs Gate 3, they are on the screen right now. It's cool, really funny videos, and make sure to check the pinned comment, because I got a lot of stuff in there if it's already ready. See you in the next videos, guys.